Hi, Phyllis. My name is Kylie, and I'm going to be your OT today. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing all right.
So, I wanted to start the session by getting to know just a little bit about you and your environment. Can you confirm your date of birth for me?
December 30th, 2005.
All right, perfect. So, Phyllis, what do you feel are the main things you want occupational therapy to help you with?
Since my accident, I've had a lot of trouble with my time management and my memory. I can remember stuff that happened before my accident, but I have trouble remembering the steps of things that I need to get done. It's like there's one moment, it's there, and then it's gone the next.
Okay, so that sounds like your working memory, which I would describe it as essentially like a temporary storage space for small pieces of information, like having to remember a phone number someone just told you, or remembering the steps of something you wanted to do, like when you walk into a kitchen and then you forget what you're even there for.
That sounds exactly what I'm having to deal with.
All right, so we can certainly work on that today. Before we start, I just want to make sure that you're safe. Are there any clothes or objects that are on the floor or kind of sticking out that could potentially cause a fall or cause you to trip if you needed to get up and move around?
No, it looks all clear.
Excellent. And last but certainly not least, are you feeling any pain or discomfort today? And if you are, could you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10?
I have a dull headache right now. That's probably a 3 out of 10. I get them all the time, but they're usually pretty manageable.
Okay. How do you typically manage that pain whenever you do have a headache?
I take 2 ibuprofen, then I lay down for a nap.
Okay. So before we get started today, I just want you to make sure that you have a phone nearby in case there's an emergency. That way, if one does occur, you can dial 911 because that's going to be the quickest way that we can get you the medical help that you need.
Okay, my phone's right beside me.
Very good. So we're going to start with a time management activity. So you said you wanted to return to work. Regaining those time management skills is going to be very important to help you know, like when to attend doctor's appointments, when to start work, or pick up your kids from practice, their game times, and just so much more. So for this activity, all you're going to need is some paper and a pen or a pencil. And you could even use a weekly planner if you have something like that on hand. If not, just regular paper is fine. And what we're going to do today is we're going to create a list of things that you need to get done today. And then we're going to identify the activities that need to be completed at a specific time. And we're going to use that to kind of organize our list and plan out our day.
Okay, so what should I do first?
So, first, we're going to get out our paper and pencil.
Okay, got it.
All right, so next we're going to write out each thing that you need to do today.
I have to do laundry, get groceries, cook dinner, and I want to watch the new episode of my favorite show.
Okay, so you can go ahead and start writing those things down. And once you have those written down, we can kind of see which activities need to be done at a certain time.
Well, I usually cook dinner around 6, and my show comes on at 8:30.
Perfect. So that means that our laundry and grocery shopping can be done pretty much any point during our day. Um, yeah.
Well, actually, I do need to get groceries before I cook.
Okay, so I think now we have like a good gauge of how we want to organize our activities. So, would you prefer to do your laundry earlier or later in the day?
Probably earlier would be best.
Okay, so we can put that one first. And would you kind of mind reading the order of the activities that you were thinking about?
I have laundry, grocery shopping, dinner, and my show.
Perfect. So now we can kind of schedule out our time for each of those activities. So it's noon now. How long do you think it will take you to do your laundry and grocery shop?
Probably 2 hours to have my laundry done and folded, and 1 hour to shop.
Okay, so we'll finish up here pretty soon. So if you were to start your laundry after this appointment, you could start it maybe at 1, and then you'll have those 2 hours to get it done, and then take a break from 3 to 4. And then you can grocery shop from 4 to 5, and that still leaves you some time to get home and kind of put your groceries away before you start dinner at 6. How does that sound?
That sounds perfect. I really like how you incorporated time for breaks. I'm gonna write that down.
Great. So I'm going to challenge you to try and create a plan for your day each day this week when you wake up, and you can kind of see how that helps you manage your time throughout the week.
Perfect. I really think this will help.
I'm glad to hear that. So now we're going to kind of shift into our next activity. So is there any activity that you really enjoy doing, but you're kind of experiencing a little trouble remembering maybe the plans you had or the steps you want to take when you're doing it?
Mm, definitely my makeup.
Okay, so we can do our makeup for this next activity.
That's great. I haven't done anything to myself today, but I'd really like to.
Perfect. So this is going to address our working memory, which is going to be helpful for returning to work. So you can keep that important information in your mind, like when you're inputting patient information at work, or you're trying to talk to the family, the doctors, or the nurses, or you're trying to remember what you need to include in a patient's record.
I definitely need to work on this. I'm so ready to get back to work.
Okay, so do you have a certain order that you typically do your makeup?
Not really, but I like to do my liquid products before the powdered ones, so.
Okay, so for this activity, I'm going to give you a set of multi-step directions, and I want you to do your best to remember the steps that I gave them to you in so you can complete them in that order.
Okay.
So,
I'm ready whenever you are.
so first, I want to apply foundation. I want you to apply foundation to your face and blend it with your makeup sponge. Then I want you to apply your concealer or your contour and blend it out. Would you like me to repeat the instruction?
Yes, please.
Okay, so first I want you to apply foundation to your face and blend it out with your makeup sponge. Then I want you to apply your contour and blend it out.
Okay.
That was really good. So next, I want you to apply powder to your face. Then I want you to apply your blush and blend it out. That was a really great job, Phyllis.
Thank you.
So for the last steps, I want you to curl your lashes and apply mascara. Then I want you to put on lip balm. That was great, Phyllis. You put in a lot of great work today.
Thank you.
So that's all we have time for today. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't think so.
Great. So I want you to keep practicing these skills throughout the week, and then you can kind of gauge how you're doing with that and let me know next week if you think they're helping. And we can make any adjustments next week if we need to make it better suited for you.
Perfect. I will certainly do that.
I will see you next week. Keep up the good work, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.
Thank you. I'll see you next week.